Kind of what's it been like being the starter at middle linebacker?
Yeah, obviously nothing set in stone yet, but it's cool to try to take that next step up after Jay and Nick and Fish have left and try to fill in their shoes and do the best I can with that.
What's the biggest thing you think you've learned from those guys?
Biggest thing, just the day to day, whether you're eating something, going to bed, getting up early, being the first one in the building, last one in the building, just how to act like a pro.
In spring, sometimes you've been able to get some of those one reps. How's that helping you prepare for this?
Yeah, so going through the years, whether it was even when Jack was here, being able to roll with the ones, or last year roll with the ones that Jay's taking a break, it just comes second nature and not much different this year. So it's nice in the past getting that opportunity.
One reps are great, but I mean, you've had plenty of playing time. Jackson's had plenty of playing time. Carson, I mean, this whole new linebacking core. Is that? I mean, that has to lend itself to just confidence coming in, even if it's a different role. It's not your first time on the field by far.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a it's definitely not an age thing. I mean, being the fifth year here there's confidence is definitely there. So like you said, that's a good part. So the confidence is definitely there. It's just going out there and executing.
In this age where not a lot of guys stay 5 years at one school, were there ever any thoughts at any point through this whole thing of going somewhere else, trying to find more one reps early or anything like that? I mean, because it feels like every guy's got that choice and that opportunity, maybe that thought process this day and age.
No, it really never crossed my mind to take off and leave Iowa. It was, can I make another opportunity for myself at a different linebacker position, or just find another way on the field.
What's Coach Wallace's message been to you guys this spring as a new group kind of coming in, taking over this starting role?
His message has just been, don't listen to outside noise. Obviously there's not going to be much story revolving around us. Like, we don't have that top guy this year, but we need to go out there and prove a point and do what the past linebackers have done the past couple of years, and don't let that level fall off at all.
You got some playing time in that UCLA game when Jay went down. What was your kind of main takeaways from that?
Main takeaway was first it definitely took me a couple series to get my feet wet and get in there. So by the second half, I found a stride. Obviously we didn't win the game. That was heartbreaking, but it was definitely important for me to get out there and get true bullets flying, not just at the end of the game if we're up by a lot. So that was very beneficial.
You and Carson, how have you felt like you've kind of grown alongside each other the last few years?
Yeah, we've been in the same boat since we got here. We're behind Jay. We're behind Jay, and he was behind whether it was Jessen or Fish or Nick at any point. So through the years we've been together. So I'm at the mic and he's at the well. So it's pretty cool.
What are you seeing from some of the younger guys behind you, especially those freshmen who are doing their first spring ball?
Yeah, so you got Cam, Preston, Derek, Burke, and Carson. So all three of the non-mid-year guys, so but Preston, Derek, and Cam, they did amazing in the weight room this winter phase. Preston broke a couple of records with the squat, just super strong. They're all athletically gifted, so the future's bright for all of them. And Burke and Carson are doing a good job in the meeting. Obviously, they're getting pretty minimal reps right now, but they're doing a good job on the field with the reps they are getting.
Preston broke like a linebacker squat record as a freshman?
Yeah, so the farm strength definitely kicked in, so it was good for him.
What did he hit?
I want to say it was a ridiculous number. I don't want to put it out there just in case I'm wrong, but it was up there. It was up there.
You and Carson you were in the same recruiting class, right?
Shire?
Yeah. What do you just recall from who committed first and kind of how that rapport began with you two?
So I committed sophomore year pretty early, and he didn't commit much later. I want to say senior year, so he was a pretty late commit. I think he was already committed to UNI, if that's right, and then ended up coming here. But yeah, we got to know each other pretty quick freshman year in the dorms.
How would you just describe your guys' relationship?
I'd say we're both pretty quiet guys, so if we're hanging out, it's not much words said. But I mean, on the field, we connect pretty well, and we're gonna know what each other's thinking. Whether if I have to be the vocal one at the mic, he's gonna listen, and he's gonna make the play. He's a playmaker, so
Jaden, I guess in a sense it might be rare to see a guy not get their first opportunity in this position as a fifth year. Is it easier, though, to be patient when you see that formula work for Jay and work for some of the other guys we've seen in this program?
Yeah, of course. And even looking at the wall up here of the All-Americans, you see guys that only got one shot, whether it's a D lineman or a corner, they only have one shot. They had 1 year, and they proved themselves. And then just watching Jay, me and Jay were pretty close as well. He still reaches out, checks in. I'll check in on him, congratulate him on the combine and all that stuff. So I get to bounce an idea off of him, and he tells me how he went through the process. So it's very nice to have that.
At any point during your process, did you ever think about the portal?
No, it's to me that's a scary place. You're not guaranteed a home. So I don't know what the stat is out there, but a lot of people don't end up finding a home, and I don't want to leave this place and leave that to chance. I love it here, so just happy with just staying.
What's it been like seeing Max from high school to now, and the season he had last year, and a couple guys from Urbandale getting some big opportunities here this season?
Yeah, that's super cool to be able to take it back and just realize we grew up together. It wasn't just high school. So we lived in Urbandale, and his dad, Sean, after a game or something, he'd post a picture of us just playing. It was called the Little Jayhawk. It's Urbandale's just little, like, 1st through 5th grade football league, and he would post a picture of me and Max on that team. So it's super cool to just see how far back we go playing football or basketball or baseball, whatever it is. So it's really cool to be on one of the biggest stages in college football playing together now.
What were the positions back then?
A lot different. Max, so I was taller than Max, like, all growing up. And I think it was like sophomore year, he caught up to me. We were about eye level, and then junior and senior year, he skyrocketed up. So I was actually on the D line. He was more of like a safety linebacker type. And then, here it just kind of flip-flops. So, yeah.
If not many words are spoken when you and Carson are hanging out, how did you guys develop that, like, I know what the other guys think in mentality?
If we're just hanging out, like watching a movie or something, that's when. But in the classroom upstairs, we're watching a play, this, that, and like even today in practice, something happened. Like, I probably should have did this. Yeah. Now next time that formation play comes up, already gonna know.
Was it Neiman and Wallace your recruit? Was it both of them, or?
Yeah. So Coach Neiman, when he took over, he became my main recruiter. So he was the guy that called me every week just to check in, and then Wallace also recruited me with occasional check-ins.
What do you just recall about that process?
Coach Neiman, he really just he wanted this to feel like home, and he knew I grew up a Hawkeye fan, so he just wanted to get a guy from the state of Iowa and keep me a Hawkeye, and just really wanted to make it feel like home every time I visited. But it wasn't just him talking to me, it was the whole coaching staff making this feel like a true home. Wallace, same way. But Wallace is very upfront. It wasn't going to be easy. He was going to yell. He's a loud coach. Most people know that, but that's something I can live with, and I'm happy the way he is.
You haven't not only played behind Nick and Jay, but also Seth and Jack. What do you recall from Seth and Jack watching their process?
Yeah, being a young guy, being able to watch those two, it was very special. To be able to watch a first-round draft pick go through his day-to-day life it's pretty cool. And now I try to take things from them that I can do right now, whether it's the way Seth Benson could look at film and dissect, and he was just so smart on and off the field. And Jack was just, his instincts were so good on the field. He was also very good in the classroom, but he just taking those things and trying to use them on the field every day is very, very nice.
What's the biggest thing you learned from Jay?
From Jay, it was just being yourself. It was, I know he kind of struggled initially with, like, I'm not Jack. He wasn't Jack. That wasn't him. He's more of a going out of guy. He wants to talk. He wants to crack jokes, have fun. So it was. You can be a leader in your own way. They're both great leaders. Jay became a great leader on this team. He was everybody probably voted for him to be a leader. So being able to see that Jay got to be his own guy. He got to play his own game. He took it every day. just being able to see that so I can be my own person and play the game out a little bit different than Jay and Jack and be a different kind of leader, and that's still going to work here. So that was cool to see.